chefs who are really breaking away from the mould that's been set by the British curry industry. It's great to be part of the movement that's re-educating people's palates.
8 years on, and Akhtar's still passionate about creating new dishes. Every Friday night, he invites his friends round to try out his latest inventions.
Guys, we're nearly ready.
Any good curry houses around here?
He's taking original flavours, but he's taking them somewhere else. And I really believe most people will go on that journey he's on and really buy into it, because it's phenomenal food,
This is a proper feast, yeah?
Over the years, they've seen Akhtar push himself even harder.
He's a perfectionist, so everything has to be right, and if it's not right, then he's not willing to serve it. He's extraordinary, and he will win.
His friends rate his talents highly, and Akhtar's certainly confident in his cooking skill, but he knows he's got his work cut out to win a place at the People's Banquet.
I see myself as a bit of an underdog in this whole process, purely because I know there's going to be a lot of stars in there. My cooking style is very unique. Indian food itself, it's very unique. I can see it, I can imagine it, and I just need to make it a reality, and I will do.
Aware that Akhtar has given himself a mountain to climb to finish his starter, Glyn checks on progress.
What are we up to, Akhtar?
It's heading toward the final hurdles. We're just getting there, my last start to do, and then after that it's just the sauces and the chutneys, so we're getting there. Hopefully I'll meet your deadline.
Will Akhtar be able to deliver his ambitious starter on time?
Now Akhtar's running around a little bit. He's got a lot to do. Slight concerns. Has he bit off a bit more he can chew? Is he going to get it on the passing time?
3 fantastic chefs, 3 very different starters. But which will be the most delicious platter to share at the People's Banquet? Will it be Richard's quirky take on an English picnic of quail, Sue's contemporary onion and tomato puffball with a retro cheese fondue, or Akhtar's elaborate take on a tiffin of Indian street food? All 3 chefs are confident in their choice of starter, but the marks are down to Glyn, and he's not easy to please.
We're going to be scoring the guys from 10 down. Need to be looking at the 8s, the 9s and pushing for 10, which is perfection, so that's what I'm looking for. And again, if they're not reaching that mark, then it's over.
Richard will be the first to the pass today, but despite the simplicity of his dish, he's not kept to time.
3 or 4 minutes late, Richard.
Yeah. I don't know what you want me to say at that point, Glyn, to be honest.
Richard, 5 minutes late. Even though he's been here before, he was cool as a cucumber. Then the time started ticking, flapped a little bit. So this better taste good.
With no time to lose, Richard quickly seals his poached quail breasts in a pan before making his salad dressing.
Having Glyn walking around the kitchen, his beady eyes looking over at you, you never know what the man's thinking, he does freak me out a bit.
Finally, Richard's English picnic of quail is ready for tasting.
No.
So
It's fun.
everyone's going to get one of these?
Yeah, all in the middle of the table, everybody goes, oh, wicker basket. And then they all start handing them around and they open it up, and that's an English picnic.
Right, come on, let's go. I'll leave you guys with that. We're going with this one.
Yeah.
Glyn and Richard will taste the quail in private, giving Sue and Akhtar an opportunity to size up their competition.
So obviously opening up the box of like the picnic basket is not what you expect, is it, the plate? I just hope no one tips them up. They might be there.
It won't look so pretty.
Yeah.
This is a dish that can be sort of shared. You're going to get the interaction off people. It's going to have that wow factor as well.
Yes, I think it's fun. And that's what, the People's Banquet is all about. To me, is fun and enjoying themselves and having a giggle.
That cheese scone, I don't know if it needs a scone. I like the taste of the scone, I like everything about it, but I don't know if it's needed.
Happy with the cooking on the egg?
I'm really happy with that. I'm good with that.
For me, maybe the sausage meat, I don't know, maybe a little bit more cooking time in there.
I think the leaves give it a little extra depth that you need.
For me, I think I could do away with these leaves or change it with something else, because I find it a bit too bitter.
So, a little bit late up. Is it going to be a problem if this dish got to the banquet? We've got 100 people waiting for food. Is it going to be out on time?
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try and make up excuses. It'll be ready, and I'll be proud to get it there.
Richard can only hope his simple English picnic has shown enough finesse to impress Glyn.
You're trying to sell it to him like it's a second-hand car, and you just don't know until he comes through and gives us them results.
Sue is the next chef to face Glyn. Her latest puffball has risen evenly, and now she can get on with filling it with salad leaves and her mini puffballs. She finishes off her cheese fondue and makes it to the pass on time.
So what do we do then, Sue?
Just-
As a guest,
Yeah,
this would
exactly.
arrive.
You crack away.
Okay, so it's certainly crispy.
Yeah. And that's meant to be the fun part, isn't it?
That's cool.
And then in here we've got the salad leaves. Got a few of these out for lads.
It's the idea that we would use the fondue forks
Yeah,
to go in
exactly,
there
and
and
that's
eat
the
it.
bowl, and it's all
Oh,
sort
okay.
of self-contained. So obviously you just dive in.
Shall we go and take it away, Sue, and have a try?
Yeah,
You guys,
let's.
you want to dive into that?
So Sue pulled off her quirky puffball idea, but will the taste live up to the visual impact?
Is it going to be easy to share, easy to eat?
I am confident this is sharing. You're not looking down at your thing like that. You're looking up, getting in, and talking.
I can see how how it fits the brief. Ultimately, is it one that can make it through to the banquet? Not sure to be totally honest with you.
Is it spectacular enough?
I think so. Carrying in something, it's big, it's hopefully grand enough, and I'm hoping that it's going to, key into people's nostalgic side, that they'll go, oh yeah, do you remember when? And I'm hoping to trigger that.
The salad leaves are like yours are wilting already, and I don't know. It tastes nice, but I'm not sold on it. I don't think.
Is it too simple?
I like the simplicity of when it's come out, it's just the two things, and I think then it starts getting more intricate once you've cracked it. So I think it's simple, but I think it's just still got that little bit of finesse.
If I'm being as cruel as I can be, tastes a little bit like a cheese and onion baguette.
Obviously had a few hiccups with my puffball, but I feel really good. It's just how I wanted it to taste, it's just how I wanted it to be. Couldn't ask any more.
Akhtar is last to the pass today, and like Richard, he's also fallen badly behind schedule.
Everyone's having a go at me about my 4 minutes I was late. How are we looking for time?
I'm being fashionably late, fashionably very late.
It's 10 minutes late now. This, obviously, we need to look at seriously, because if we've got 100 people waiting, that ain't no good, and it ain't no good that I'm waiting.
These courgette flowers, they're all so bad. They're split on the side and everything. I'm hoping it won't pop.
The pressure is causing Akhtar to make mistakes, which delays his starter even further, much to the amusement of Richard and Sue.
Oh God. It's the flower, it's so easy to tear it, isn't it? That's split, I can't use that.
I feel for you, I do.
Thank you very much.
If I could help, I would, but
I know you would, Rich. I know you would.
seems it's a competition. I don't really want to help, to be honest.
At last, he finishes off his chutneys, then places the starters into modern tiffin boxes, and finally makes it to the pass a record-breaking 23 minutes late.
How was that?
Very tough.
Grab that ribbon for me.
Thank you.
And then we just...
We're serving tiffin, and it's a selection of street food from throughout the Indian subcontinent. So what we've got here, we've got Rajasthani-style chicken drumsticks, veal sweet bread with spiced mango, we've got green pea and potato cakes, we've got Bengali-style onion and potato fritter with fenugreek, and then we've got courgettes which have been stuffed with paneer. Literally, you've got a selection of dips. You literally grab one of each, and you pass the boxes round. Everyone grabs a piece off it. You've got your little tongs, and then you choose whatever dip you like best that goes with everything.
Okay.
See you in a bit, Akhtar.
Cheers, thank you.
Can Akhtar's food stun Glyn enough to make up for his timekeeping disaster?
Has it got the wow factor?
I think so. I think it's quite a spectacular way to start the banquet. Just the way it's all served, and then the selection.
The issue I think we've all got, I was 4 minutes late. He was 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
If you're at a banquet, how long are people waiting?
Yeah, that's...
How many other courses have got to mess up before they get to this?
A point Glyn is keen to pick up on too.
I mean, because the judge is not going to wait. Well, we have to wait.
I think what I need to do, I need to look at my prep and prep a little bit more intensively rather than taking it so casually.
I love the green pickle. It's lovely, and the initial flavour in my mouth is so fresh and so
Yeah.
pure, and then you're just hit with this.
That's
Boom.
strong.
And
for
my
for
mouth
me,
is
it's,
on fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to try the paneer. We need preferred dip to go on this one, or we just...
It's all entirely up to you. So it's, I mean, when you have an Indian meal, you always get selection, and everyone has a preference on how they want to eat it.
But that's the problem. I don't know where that
What
should
goes
go
with what?
and what would complement
Yeah.
each other. I don't understand it enough, and that's what worries me. Is the people's banquet.
Has it got enough the sharing aspect of it?
That's how we eat at home. We have a platter, and it's all served in the middle, and everyone just pass it around. You take as much as you want.
It's impressive, but did you need to do that much?
I have underestimated the challenges this competition will pose. There is a clock ticking, it needs to be done, lots of pressure, a lot of things that I didn't actually take into consideration, but first course is out the way now.
Tasting's done. The chefs now face an agonising wait for Glyn's verdict.
This is the hard bit. This is the most nerve-wracking, nail-biting bit.
Nervous now because you've done everything you can. There's nothing else you can do now. You're literally waiting on one person's thoughts.
I am still confident, the flavours were right, everything was cooked right, that we'll still hopefully achieve quite a high score.
So we're going to start with Richard. Like the idea of the dish. Presentation, not as spectacular as the other two. I think the egg could have just done with a second longer. The quail was cooked nearly perfect. Nearly. Sue, for your puffball, I thought it looked spectacular. I thought it had the wow factor. But I just felt that for a starter it lacked substance. Wasn't a great deal for me to get my teeth into. Akhtar, you was more on the other side of the coin where there was too much substance. I thought there was too many spices. Because you did so much, I think it jeopardised elements of the dish. So now for the scores. Sue, for your puffball and fondue, I'm going to give you 5 out of 10. Akhtar, for your popular street food selection, I'm going to give you also 5 out of 10. So Richard, for your picnic quail dish, I'm going to give you 8 out of 10. 3 dishes left, so there's loads of points to play for, so have a good night.
Well done.
Guys.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, guys.
You deserve that.
You did, yeah.
So Richard steams into an early lead with 8 points. Sue and Akhtar both score 5 points, putting them in joint second place.
I'm not happy with the result. I'm not happy with 5 out of 10 because to me that just means average, and I'm not average. I'm not an average chef. I'm not an average person.
Obviously, don't really want 5. Just got to make sure that I get better scores now.
I'm ecstatic with getting an 8. I can't not be. But I know how this competition works. I know how it can spin around from one course to the next. So it's all still to play for.
Coming up tomorrow, Sue and Akhtar are desperate to take control back from Richard.
Richard is the man to beat. He's definitely the front runner.
I don't mean to be funny, but you've been making them all day.
Losing's not an option. I'm going in all guns blazing.